Today, we're also going to walk through a new capability that's been added that is really critical for especially low maturity organizations. More often than not, they don't have a plethora of information around advanced topics like value streams and capabilities, and they need an assistance in getting started. To do that, we're going to be leveraging AI in order to automatically populate the EA repository and give them that 80% is good enough approach so that they can get started, get running, and start to make it their own. So in this example, we have to pick a real company because we're leveraging an LLM to build out a value proposition, value stream instead of business capabilities. So in the demo narrative, we have Pivotal Power, which is a power generation company. So we're going to pick a real company within this industry. We're going to use Fortum Energy, which is a relatively large energy provider in Europe. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to generate a value proposition. We can approve that, we can make changes to it, but we'll dive deeper into that in the next phases. Instead, what we're going to do is just click OK and move on to generating the value stream. Now, the value stream is going to be seated in a series of different industry reference models so that we can keep the accuracy up and keep the value and quality high. So to do that, what we're actually going to do is leverage the value proposition that was generated to create a starting point for the value streams. Now, this value stream is actually being generated into a scenario. A scenario, it creates basically a branch, which allows us the capabilities to make changes, to edit it, as well as to approve it and merge it back into the main line. So we'll merge this, we'll commit this into the repository, and then we'll move on to the next step, which is around the business capabilities. Now, it's important to remember that the reason why we do this is because we want to keep a human in the loop for all of our AI generation, allowing us to have that management process and governance in place. So now that this is pushed back into the main repository, we can leave our scenario and go back into our solution. Again, we're just getting started, right? So now we need to move on to the capability map. We're going to use this value stream to generate the capability map. We create a 4-level capability map for our organization. We can go through it here in the scenario and make changes. But let's say this looks okay, and we're going to push this also back into our main EA repository. The final step will be to connect these things. So now we join our value stream and our capability map into one connected knowledge graph. The AI generation, while it is good, sometimes is going to be a bit unreliable. So we want to make sure that we can do the appropriate changes and keep that human in the loop throughout this entire process. Once we're happy, we can actually push the changes to the connections between the value stream and the capabilities also back into the mainline repository. Within a few clicks, we've gone from zero data around our business architecture to actually articulating what our value proposition is, what our value streams are, and what our key capabilities are going to be. Now, again, this is not 100% done, but it gives architects that running start so that they can actually start focusing on the quality work that they need to do.